Hey, I'm Matt Williamson, and today I want to do a quick video on McCartney III. And now that we have a little bit of distance in the rearview mirror, I want to talk about the effect that album had on the public and talk about what some YouTubers have said about it. One of the things I had noticed was that some YouTubers that were talking about McCartney, this new album, and his current music as being still relevant music. And apparently there were some people that were talking that Paul McCartney perhaps is over the hill and his voice is gone, and they don't like some of these marketing gimmicks he's doing, and he's been using auto-tuning here in the recent past, and maybe it's time to give it up. And the response by some McCartney fans was that, hey, you shouldn't be bashing the old guy. You should be thankful that he's still making music. So this led to this talk of his music being relevant in the eyes of some. And I wanted to just challenge that a bit because, and this isn't going to be a music review, this is going to be a marketing campaign review, because I feel the McCartney III album, that's all it was a marketing campaign. And it's not really, its relevance isn't in the music, it's in its marketing. So I want to crunch a few numbers here and look at the statistics of this album in the UK. So I've got some numbers here. McCartney III hit #1 end of December by moving and selling 33,079 units. Those are album equivalent units. So that means one album equals 10 downloads, one album equals 1,500 streams. There was also a bevy of different vinyl editions that you could get, cassettes and CDs as well. So 33,079 placed it at the #1 position in the UK. Let me first go through the vinyl editions, because those are the biggest area of variety that we have here. And there are 11 that I have here. There may be more, but this is what I've got. So it came in standard black, Third Man Records exclusive yellow with black dots, Third Man Records exclusive red, Spotify Fans First 130 gram Coke bottle clear vinyl, 130 gram yellow, 130 gram violet, Newberry Comics exclusive pink, Target exclusive green, You Discover exclusive orange, selected retailers exclusive blue, and other record stores exclusive white. So got every color of the rainbow in here. So what I wanted to do is just take the 33,079 units that sold and divide that by 11. That's the number of different variations of the vinyl. And you get a number of 3,007. So theoretically, 3,007 people, had they bought all 11 vinyl options, that would give McCartney a #1 album. Now, obviously, not everybody did that. Some people bought the cassettes, some people bought the downloads. It was spread all over, but I wanted to just illustrate how McCartney is using these multiple editions and they're relying on fans to be buying multiple editions to get that album up to #1. Now, he learned this when he did Egypt Station, because that also had several options to buy. There were different vinyl editions, there was different CD editions, there was a big suitcase. And I think he realized that in order to get this album higher in the charts, that we had to get our main fans buying multiple copies. There's nothing wrong with Paul McCartney doing that, but I would argue that for both Egypt Station and McCartney III, both #1 albums, has there ever been two #1 albums that have been less about the music than those two? And the point I'm making is that these are almost solely marketing efforts for collectors. This isn't really about making music. And that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy Paul McCartney's new music or that it can't be considered good by some. I'm not saying that, because I'm sure some people do like it and think it is good. I just don't think that this music is relevant. One of the ways relevance has been attached to McCartney, especially with McCartney III, is that he appeared on the cover of the Rolling Stone magazine with Taylor Swift. And McCartney has a habit of aligning himself with relevant people, going all the way back to the Michael Jackson days. You had Michael Jackson, you had Elvis Costello, you had him working with U2, Rihanna, Kanye West. He's on the cover with Taylor Swift. He is the legend in this scenario, and the person he's with is the relevant one. Not a bad combination, but some people take for granted that just because he places himself next to a Taylor Swift on the cover of the Rolling Stone, that he is relevant. I would argue that the Rolling Stone magazine is not relevant. In fact, I would call the Rolling Stone magazine the print version of Paul McCartney. Here you have essentially two corporate entities that can move product in great numbers, but they are no longer the leader in their respective industries. McCartney in music or the Rolling Stone in rock journalism. How many of you watching had a Rolling Stone subscription? I had one. I got rid of my subscription. I discontinued it back in 1989. Now, they still have subscriptions and they still move copies, but they are really more of the main function of the Rolling Stone magazine, I think, has more to do with its connection with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and working with record companies to move product. That's what I think that the Rolling Stone is come to. So I give Paul McCartney and his team an A+ in marketing for this. I mean, they placed an album at the top of the charts by having all these multiple editions of the album. I think that was a very shrewd move. Very shifty indeed. You know, do they really need 11 different vinyl versions of this? I mean, at what point becomes too much? And I realize that fans don't have to buy all these, and some do not. And I'm a collector, so I know what it is. I know the thrill to collect and to complete collections. I know what that's like. But is this not going too far? I just feel that the fans have been played here, and he's taken advantage of his most diehard fans for the purpose of placing an album at #1 that probably does not deserve to be there. So I think this just makes him seem cheap, and this is as unartistic of a way to create music. And I think it's kind of a sad way to finish off a brilliant career. And that's my review of McCartney III. Tell me what you think. Thanks for watching.
I will come to you.